Hello, Discovery Channel. I am so excited to be in the top 5 for the next season of Naked and Afraid. Just yesterday, me and Addison ran 6 miles around. I ran 6 miles. Okay, so I can edit that out. Please don't make faces. So I ran 6.
That's Shanta Quillette Carter-Williams, and no, she's not really the next Naked and Afraid star, but she is a heart attack and stroke survivor and former IRS officer turned comedian, and she joins us this morning on how she's turning life into punchlines. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I have to say that I've been reading quite a bit about you, and you first had a heart attack and then a stroke.
Yes.
Is that correct? While you were working as an IRS agent.
Yeah.
And then your life took just a dramatic turn to where you are right now as a comedian. Can you tell me briefly about that journey?
Yeah, so nobody ever expects to have a heart attack and stroke. And I make a joke out of it because I went to work that day feeling fabulous, looking great. And I really didn't want to be at work that day. And God was like, you're welcome.
You know, you might want to come up with some other excuses before you go that dramatic. But
Absolutely. And so, you know, for the next 2 years, my life changed dramatically. You know, I had the rehabilitation, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. And it just changed my life. And God truly just walked me into my purpose. He affirmed me. Comedy has been something that has been a lifelong dream with me. I believe that your gifts and talents show up as a child. And I'm just living my purpose, you know. Your gifts make room for you. That's what I say.
you know, and that's another interesting quote that you say that I absolutely love. You say, see my glory, but you don't know my story.
Child,
That
let me
is
tell you.
that is so true, because you do. I mean, even the way that you are today, you really represent a lot of, and that's true. But the story behind it is what's so remarkable, and how TikTok, of all things, was a real inspiration as you began your recovery.
Yeah, so I definitely don't look like what I've been through, but if you flip me inside out, it tells you a different story.
All right, we're out. No naked and afraid
No
here,
naked
please.
and afraid.
Okay.
No, I won't do that to y'all today. I don't want admirers. But yeah, so one day, you know, TikTok was not something that I walked into intentionally. I say Godcidentally, that's what I call it. It was a coping mechanism for me. My daughter asked me one day, hey, you want to join TikTok? And I was like, sure, what is that? And I found myself in a space of happiness. I just was in a deep depression because of everything that I was going through. My life had changed dramatically. I didn't know what I was going to do. And one day I just got on TikTok and told this story in depression, in sadness. And I wake up and it's millions and millions of views, celebrities, comics reaching out to me like, you need to take that to the stage. And I was like, okay, God, okay, you're talking.
And I love that also, there's so many quotes that you say. The Godcidentally, I think, is really a great quote that we should always keep in the back of our mind as we face inevitable challenges. We all are going to face those challenges. But so you certainly had TikTok as a resource, but there were some dramatic and difficult times during your recovery from the heart attack and then the stroke. Tell me about how you were able to elevate yourself beyond the pains of that process.
Well, it was definitely hard. You know, a lot of people, you know, they see me today and they don't realize all that I've gone through. But when God gives you a second chance, you got to go for it. You know, there's a lot of times there's no second chances, but I got a second chance. And I said, I'm going to please God in every way that I can.
Right, and that includes you also now volunteer for the American Heart Association.
I absolutely do. They are near and dear to my heart. Even in a moment of fear, depression, and sadness, I saw a opportunity to just talk about what was going on with me and letting women know that this is not something that stops you. This is something that propels you. This is something that keeps you going on, keeps you going. You know, I'm not bitter, I'm better.
There's another one. I'm not bitter, I'm better. I mean, and I think that does remind people, because one of the things that you said too is that you, of course, not to diminish the pain of what you went through through the rehabilitation, but you had to laugh all the way through it.
Laugh all the way through it.
Wow.
It gets you through some of the hard times. I think that's what comedy is about, you know, is getting through hard times and being able to turn a situation that someone may not see so funny and make light of it.
and then also taking that humor and informing your recovery in that process.
And inspiring so
Well, you
many
have
others.
certainly brought a bright light to
Thank
our
you.
studio today. I'm
Thank
so
you.
grateful that you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. I
Thank
really
you.
do appreciate that. So, how can people be inspired by your story? You can check out her at TikTok and find out more.